There's another way to add properties to object literals, and we can use the property name colon property value syntax, and we do that while we create the variable. So for example here, I'm creating a new variable for my sister's dog, and I'm going to assign that, well, the curly braces mean, yes, it's going to be an object literal. And this time, instead of just doing empty curly braces, I'm going to go ahead and put some properties in right away. I'm going to say, take the name property, then a colon to say, here's the value to put in it, zipper. Then here's the breed property with the colon, and I want you to put in rat terrier. So let's try that. We've put those values in, but it doesn't show us anything, so let's tell it to tell us what's in sister's dog. And now we have a variable with the property name set to zipper and the property breed set to rat terrier. And we still have my dog, which is a puggle, with name is Maisie. We can alert the information from this variable, just like we did with my dog, by using the sister's dog variable and then we're doing the dot properties for that one. So if we paste that in here, my sister's dog is the string, and we're going to add to it sister's dog dot name, and we're going to say it is a, and then the breed. The orders of the properties do not matter. So if we had switched that to say that we want to assign the breed rat terrier first and the name zipper second, it's the same result. We can see that with my dog. My dog has the breed first and the name second, and sister's dog has the name first and the breed second. But it doesn't matter because they're keyed by this property name. So the name is how we access that variable, so the order does not matter. The list of name value pairs are separated by commas. So we can put as many variables as we want in here, and we just separate them by commas. And we can put some white space in there to make it easier to read, because remember, JavaScript doesn't care about white space. So there's a second way to access object literal values, and that's using a notation that's very similar to the array notation, where we're going to use the square brackets. Well, in the array notation, we put index numbers, right, going from 0, 1, up until whatever index value that the array holds. Well, for object literals, we put in the property name. So let's look at that. So if I say, what was my dog name? That's going to return that value Maisie, because Maisie is the name property of my dog. So I could do this whole alert statement and use the array notation instead of that dot notation. That property name is just type string. So here our property name is name, and you can see that we've put it in quotation marks indicating that it's a string. Here the property name is breed, and you can see we put it in quotation marks indicating that breed is a string. When we create the object literal using this colon notation, we could actually specify those quotation marks for the property name. Including those quotation marks around the property names still gives us the same result. JavaScript just assumes that there are quotation marks around those property names if you don't provide them. We can take advantage of the fact that the property names are just strings and add property names that have a space in it. So here's an example where I want to have a property name of favorite toy, and so I want a space in there. So now, if I look at what's in Sister's Dog, you can see that we have the property of name, breed, and favorite toy, where the property favorite toy actually has a space in it. We wouldn't be able to do that without the quotation marks. So if I took those quotation marks off, then when JavaScript tried to process it, when it got to that space, it would be confused as to why there's a space and give me an error. When we use that notation, we also cannot use the dot notation. For example, we are able to do sistersdog.breed, and that returns us rat terrier because breed itself doesn't have a space in it. If we tried to do that with favorite toy, well, already you can see there's a problem because JavaScript's going to try to evaluate this variable, and then the toy is just going to be unexpected. It doesn't know what it is. And the solution to that before was to put quotation marks around it, but that does not work either. If you want to access an object literal property that has a name with a space in it, you have to use the array notation. And so instead of the dot, we put in the square bracket, and now we are able to access the values in that property name again.